And this brings us to the age-old argument that Premier League needs to start giving its representative teams in the latter stages of the UEFA Champions League a break. They need to have that break. They need to have that rest period, because most of the things, one of the factors that I believe led to this poor performance is that most of the teams that they played have had a lot of rest. They've had at least a week rest before this game, and meanwhile, in that time when others were having a week rest, 2 week rest, considering especially look up on the Bundesliga teams, they did not play for the last 2 weeks. In that week, English teams, in that 2 weeks, English teams have played about 8 games in that month. In those 2 weeks, they've played Carabao Cup, they've played FA Cup, they've played league games both weekend and midweek. So that is a whole lot of games, and these guys are feeling the fatigue. So hopefully, if Premier League gives them a breakthrough in that early January, probably we will see better performances by English teams in the later stages. At the beginning of the UEFA Champions League, we saw how out of the blocks the English teams actually ran out, and out of the top 8 teams, you had 4 English teams in the top 8 of the UEFA Champions League table. That shows you how strong the English Premier League is. But because of fixture congestion and fatigue, it is now telling on them in the latter stages, while their opponents are coming back, having gone on a break and are feeling fresh. So I think they need to do something about that. Other results in the Champions League also saw Bodo Glimt continue their fairy tale run by defeating Sporting Lisbon 3-0. We also saw Bayern Munich rout out Atalanta in Italy 6-1, which was quite something else. And also Newcastle playing a draw against Barcelona at the St. James's Park. It was actually a good day for them. They could have actually gone ahead to win that game, but also another late penalty call, and Barcelona were able to get a draw in that game. So it's off for play. And we also saw Galatasaray take the win against Liverpool right there in Turkey, thanks to a Victor Osimhen assist for Anthony Lemina to score. And so we all saw that game. And also for Galatasaray, lovely gesture, by the way. They show how much love and trust they have for Victor Osimhen, with a lovely tifo about his mom, who of course passed away recently. And in the beginning, when that tifo was displayed, we saw Victor Osimhen become emotional and shedding a few tears. We also saw his teammates, giving him a pat of the back, letting him know that they are right there with him. And so it's a wonderful gesture, a grand gesture by the Galatasaray fans. And all the way from Nigeria, I want to tell you that we appreciate that. Thank you for taking care of our star man, Victor Osimhen. And it makes it easy for you to understand why Victor Osimhen plays his heart out in such games for Galatasaray. So moving on to the Premier League now, let's take a preview for this coming weekend. So there are a lot of games coming up in March day 30. Wow, the Premier League really is coming to an end very soon. And in this run in March day 30, we have games from across all teams this weekend: Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So on Saturday, Burnley plays Bournemouth. Burnley are currently in the relegation battle, trying to survive, and they are at home hosting Bournemouth. Bournemouth has been neither here nor there this season. They started well. That's Bournemouth. They started well this season, and but somehow they've just been neither here nor there in the course of the season. So they can always pull off a surprise. They can always pull off an upset, but against Burnley, who are trying to fight off relegation, it should be an interesting game. And on paper, Bournemouth should be able to at least take a draw out of this game. But this is the APO. You never can tell what is going to happen. Burnley can just be able to use their home advantage, to get a win in that game. So we'll see what happens. Another interesting game this weekend is Sunderland versus Brighton. Sunderland has been near invincible on their home ground, and they are at home again against Brighton. But Brighton has always been a surprise team. They always turn up when you least expect, whether at home or whether on the away ground. Of course, we are going to see what this is going to hold for them, especially with their coach, who has been on and on about teams that he has a football philosophy of playing very attractive football, and he will never play ugly in order to win or to get points. Well, Sunderland are a team that plays very, very physical football, and they take advantage of everything that they need to take advantage of in order to win. So that promises to be an interesting matchup this weekend. Then one of the matches of the week. This was supposed to be one of the matches that decided the title, but at this moment it's not. It's a match that actually decides who goes to the Champions League next season, between Chelsea and Newcastle United. Chelsea at home hosting Newcastle, both of them in the Champions League. Both of them are having different results in the Champions League. Chelsea lost, Newcastle were on the cups of winning, but they later had a draw against Barcelona, and we'll see how that game goes. I'm looking forward to see a physical game. It's going to be very physical, and it's going to be very technical also, and I'm looking forward to seeing that match. We'll see what comes of it. Arsenal Everton. Well, this game is going to be very interesting, because Everton has always proven to be a banana peel for Arsenal over time, and on some other times they've always proved to also be teams that Arsenal can easily get results against. But Everton has been a club on the rise this season, especially since the coach came up. David Moyes returned to them, and so they've been a very steady team. They are currently among the top teams in the Premier League now, so we'll see what comes up of this game. So Arsenal Everton, please keep an eye on that. West Ham Man City. Well, West Ham fighting to survive, and then Man City fighting to claw back their way closer to the top team in the table. But we'll see what comes out in this game. I think Man City should be able to take this game easily if they actually stand their ground. But result hasn't been favorable to them in recent time. But we'll see how that goes. So, and also you have Crystal Palace Leeds United. That will be on Sunday. Also, two teams of very funny disposition, but I think Crystal Palace should have an edge in that. Also Sunday, Manchester United, Aston Villa. These are the teams fighting for Champions League again. So this tie also determines who goes to Champions League by the end of the season. It's going to be an interesting one. Then Nottingham Forest versus Fulham. Fulham for me has been a bit disappointing this season, because I believe they should be among the teams vying for Europe this season, but they've asked they are the definition of a mid-table team. They are neither here nor there this season, and it's actually quite a bit disappointing with the amount of players and talent they have at their disposal. And then the last game on Sunday is Liverpool versus Tottenham. Tottenham have lost a whole lot of games. They've lost, in fact, since the game they lost to Man City, that gave Man City the title 2 seasons ago, I believe. They have lost 44 games in that time. They've lost 44 games since that time to now. And this year, they still are yet to win a game in the year 2026. So it's going to be an interesting one to look out for, and also with what they had over the week in the midweek in the Champions League. So we'll see about that. Then Brentford Wolves. Wolves are actually a resurgent team at the moment. They've been the surprise package so far, and they've been showing up everybody that they really mean the fight for survival. They really want to survive in this fight. So we are actually up for a lot of games this weekend that are interesting. So Bournemouth, I think Burnley can win this game if they are serious about it. And I'm not expecting so much goals. It's going to be a narrow game. So whoever wins it, probably by 1 goal or maybe 2 goals to 1 or thereabout, it's not going to be so much goals in that game. Sunderland Brighton is also going to be another close game, so probably look at a 2-2 draw in that game. Also for me. Then Newcastle, Chelsea, this is the most interesting one, but I think Chelsea can win this. Chelsea always turn up against big teams like this, especially since Liam Rosinho. They are actually yet to lose. Apart from Arsenal, they haven't lost to any other person since he took over. So I think Chelsea can also win this game because they have the better team. So I'm looking at maybe a 3-2. It's going to be a close game, and it's going to be an interesting game. So but Chelsea can win this game. Arsenal Everton. This game is, I'm not too sure. It's going to be very tight. It's going to be very cagey. If there's going to be a win, it's going to be a narrow win, probably 1-0 or 2-1. But I'm actually looking at a draw in this game, a draw for both teams. West Ham Man City. West Ham has the element of surprise, but I don't see them winning against Man City. The best that they can do is actually play a draw. But I think Man City can win this game easily. This game is for Man City to win, so I'll go for Man City winning this game, probably 3-0. Then Crystal Palace, Leeds United. Crystal Palace should be able to use their home advantage in this game and win the game. So I'm looking at 2-0 in this game after their win against Tottenham in the Premier League. So yes, Crystal Palace should win this game by like 2-0. Manchester United and Aston Villa at the Old Trafford. Man U has been impervious at the Old Trafford since the new coach Carrick took over. So I'm giving this win to Manchester United. Aston Villa's form has been funny in recent times, so I really don't see, unless they pull off a surprise. But going by the trend of the games they've been playing, the results they've had in recent time, I'll give this game to Manchester United. So like a 3-1 win for Manchester United in this game. Nottingham Forest, Fulham, considering the fact that Fulham haven't played since last week and Nottingham Forest played on Thursday in the Europa League, I think Fulham can actually get a result in this game. A draw or a win for Fulham in this game. Liverpool-Tottenham, Liverpool runs out, they win, they are going to beat Tottenham at least by 2 goals. I believe that. Then Brentford-Wolves, Brentford takes this game for me. Yeah, Brentford, they are solid. They play good football, and of course with their striker Igor, they should be able to win this game by 2-1. But however, Wolves can also pull off a surprise. So really, I'm seeing this game as a draw. But if it's not going to be a draw, Brentford wins. So that's our Premier League preview roundup for you for this weekend. So enjoy your weekend, enjoy the games, and cheers to your team. Hopefully they make you happy by the end of the weekend. Patriot TV out.